Yeah, and these are guys that I grew up listening to, big influence of me as a rock and roll guy. So it's a magic moment for me, for sure. We had a blast doing that back then. It was just for the fun of it. And I'd always wanted to do something with those guys at some point in the future. And I finally just had this little space between legs. And I thought, you know what? Let's just do this right now. And I've been in touch with Teddy Andreatis, who plays keyboards and sings and all that. And then Johnny Graperic is the bass player. And I've worked with those guys back, they were the original two main guys before. And so we put this thing together, and I had a list of songs, and we just went into a little rehearsal room and jammed them out. And it was really fun to come, yeah, full circle and be able to do this. And it was really like quick. It was like, just get the arrangement the way that we liked it, and then went in the studio and jammed them out. Fortunately, when we were doing the basic tracks, we had Beth come in and she did hers there. We had Gary come in and he did his there. But then, I had to sort of outsource, go out to different places to get the vocals. So I'm just walking around with my hard drive, I guess, and flying out to like Florida and Palm Springs and here and there. The cool thing about this particular song with those particular guys was, I love doing the song, and I wanted to get to say, who do you call to it's like I don't want to go after the most obvious blues guys. I want to get guys who totally get it, but aren't, there's a definite traditional blues market with guys that's what they do. And I didn't want to go there. I wanted to make it a little bit more eclectic. But Brian was the first guy I thought of for this song. And I called him up because I knew that, with ACDC and stuff, you're not really sure what he can or can't do outside of his contract. So he goes, let me check with the powers that be. I love that song. And it turns out that particular song was an important part of his upbringing. Like, so he knew the song backwards and forwards. So that's the kind of thing, that's the kind of magic you're looking for, where a song really speaks to somebody, and they want to sing it. And then so when he came on board and said it was fine, it was great, and I went over to Florida and we did it. And then I came back to LA, and Steven was coming in to visit about something else. But I think I told him that I was doing whatever it was. He brought his harmonicas with him. And so I played it for him. He said, "Oh yeah," and he jumped in and just did this really sort of quick impromptu harp and scat thing. And like Steven's a hardcore old school blues guys, and the Aerosmith guys did a blues cover record at one point. So yeah, and these are guys that I grew up listening to, big influence of me as a rock and roll guy. So it's a magic moment for me, for sure.